ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports 112. That's 112. Almost 11 for some guy. That's how fun. I didn't write that.
About one.
This is going to be a great show.
Falls apart
already.
Right off the bat. We can't even get through the intro.
No.
Oh
Today
my
in
God.
Nerd Sports, we're going to talk about the new interesting sports that's coming from Sweden, the sex competition, where you go 3 hours in a 48-hour competition and see who can. I don't know if it's going to be judged or anything. I just got
it's going to have to be judged.
So like a
And
tag team thing.
It reminds me of the scene from When Harry Met Sally. He's talking to Sally about the same sex dream that he always has. He's there doing the event in the Olympics, and he gets 9 8s and 9 5s from all the other judges, and then there's his mom, who's secretly disguised as the East German judge, who gave him a 5.3, and he goes, "It must have been the dismount."
Well, I was thinking, it was like, do they have like single person competition or what's going on with this? Because
mixed doubles.
Yeah.
they have rope throwing competitions.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, or you know, I mean, when it comes to squirting, is it like distance versus volume?
I would imagine that, you're going to score. Each of them would have an impact on the score, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, like distance would be
the tones of her screaming or the tones of his screaming,
Okay, look, the only time you
hear
a guy going, I mean, to steal from Letterkenny, the only time you're going to hear a guy go, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah," is in the porn. Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes. Ooh, so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh God, that was a great
one. If you're going to have that kind of competition and you're going to rate the way that the guy grunts and screams, odds are he's probably getting pegged.
Yes.
But could you imagine though? They're going out and they're during the judging and everybody's like, oh, it looks like he got a little bit loose on that one. He's going down a little bit. Oh no, he's back up again, people.
Oh no, he's cramping. He's cramping. This is a disaster. This is a disaster for the American team.
I'm just this is the
he went just a little too far and he burned in on re-entry and it caused everybody to scatter.
The angle of the dangle was completely wrong.
She got him all hot and bothered and everything, and now he's out, people. He went in, lasted about 2
minutes. I hate to see that.
He's passed
out.
It's
like a deduction for the wrong hole.
That's
Oh,
gonna cost the
man.
team right there. That's gonna cost them.
Oh god.
Whew.
So
Okay.
back to
Um,
sports news.
yeah. So, Yankees Red Sox played for the first time this season over the weekend in New York and Boston. I am happy to report took 2 out of 3 from that series. So, I sleep better when the Red Sox beat the Yankees. At this point, the 2023 campaign for my Boston Red Sox is a lost cause. Might as well wrap the Confederate flag around her head and do it for that lost cause, because that's all you're going to get out of it for this season. So, refocus all your attentions on trying to defeat the New York Yankees during the rest of your meetings for the duration of the season. And I think for the most part, Red Sox Nation would be okay with that, because, if you're going to tank, you might as well just tank, do it in glorious fashion, but beat the Yankees on the way out the door. Not a whole lot of news as far as baseball there is to report. Season or the online voting and in-person voting at the ballparks has opened up for the All-Star game. Of course, it's sponsored by Mattress Firm again this year. They've got, it's the All-Star game has actually become fun to watch again. They've made it a huge event where they do kind of like a red carpet deal the first night of the week. And then, obviously you break down into your smaller events. You've got your futures games with the prospects and minor leaguers. You've got your celebrity softball game. You've obviously got your home run derby, which, let's face it, the home run derby, it's got cool storylines. I love Rick Berman to death, but can we not have him calling it again this year? Because I could go the rest of my life without having to hear and back. I could go without that. And then obviously you've got the Midsummer Classic, it being the All-Star game itself. The one thing that I wish that they would bring back, though, is the Old Timers game, where you get a bunch of retired ball players. They come back and they play for their they represent their their former team, and they play American League versus National League, just like like they used to do in like the 70s and 80s. And then for whatever reason in the 90s, whenever Bud Selig took over, they just stopped doing it. And I really think that we kind of lost a little bit of that. I mean, because you get a lot of these superstars now who will just pimp home runs, or they'll sit there and dance at second base or whatever if they leg out a double. But
Johnny,
what?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you. Apparently, we have some technical difficulties. That doesn't have to do with his mouth,
Right? Or his brain.
That's nice to see. It's a nice change of pace.
Right. Exactly. I can see that he is muted, but I mean, and I'm just going to keep going just in case we're still recording. But in an age where we've reached the point where the celebration of certain achievements or certain acts on the field are celebrated more than the game itself, I think we need to bring back some more of that old school, where we get the old timers coming in and watch them struggling to make it to home plate,
Right.
and see what kind of pop in the bat some of these old timers still have, and just give them a chance to get out there and play in front of a crowd again. I mean, I really think that the old time team really needs to make a comeback. Did you get everything sorted out, David?
I used the old freaking jet cord so I could charge up my speaker.
Okay.
And,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Not really much in the way of NFL news at all, period.
We still had some news for this weekend.
Well, aside from DeAndre Hopkins going around and traveling the country, seeing all these other teams deciding on who's going to sign him.
Oh no, not that. We had technically football news, but it wasn't NFL football news.
Oh, the fact that the XFL lost $60 million this past season?
No.
No.
They didn't even hit triple digits. Come on, that's weak.
We
They
we
could do
are talking about Wrexham going against the U.S. women's team.
Oh, and it get
No.
in the
No.
mercy rule.
It wasn't even just a Wrexham team.
Even
It
I
was
mean-
the Wrexham retired
yes,
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wrexham retired guys played the U.S. national soccer team.
Women.
I mean, I haven't seen a
Oh.
beating like that towards women since Tina Turner.
They shut them out.
Bro, too
They
soon,
shut them
bro.
out 12-0.
Yes, 12-0.
In
12
4.
nothing in the game, and
They
the
didn't
match
even
was
last
called
a
after
whole hour.
45 minutes. They didn't even play the full 90 minutes.
Yep.
They played one half.
Mercy rule. The mercy rule came in.
And what was really sad about that? I mean, I watched I watched most of it, and the goalie for the women's team. I mean, honestly, it could have been worse if the goalie wasn't on point, and she was on point. I mean, there was a lot of shots that,
As much as you can be for allowing 12 points.
yeah. But Jesus,
Yeah.
there were what was really fun. It's a two-sided thing on this. One, it was like you having the mentally challenged person go up against someone like really, really smart in checkers.
No. Because your quote unquote mentally challenged person could be a checkers or chess savant.
Yes.
So that's really not a good comparison.
But did you see the
David, did you just compare the women's soccer team to a mentally challenged child?
That's going to be the thing that gets us canceled this week. Congratulations, David.
David,
no.
It's like,
views
you
and
know,
opinions
I'm gonna die
expressed
on this hill.
on this
Years.
podcast are those of David Tickerman alone.
No, it was really funny because the Wrexham guys and everything were just taking their tolls, and the women were going, it's like, yeah, you're here in North Carolina, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Look, that's right. We're gonna try.
Well,
We're
I like
trying
how,
to see if we can beat you.
like,
And they decimated them.
Like, leading up
as
to it,
far as far as rectal distress, I think the only time that maybe the Wrexham team experienced any of that is after having to go to the bathroom when they visited a North Carolina barbecue joint. That's
yeah.
probably
that
about it.
vinegar-based sauce gets you every time, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just runs right through you.
Yep.
In hockey, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final is going to be played tomorrow night in Florida. I look for the Vegas Knights to close this out tomorrow night. I really do.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but
it's boy, I'm telling you.
Unless they get too cocky. I mean,
No, see, because here's the thing. You saw the fight. Did you see the video of the fight that broke out after Game 4?
was that this week?
oh, I missed that one.
Yeah. I mean, they
I
were
saw the
gathered. They were gathered in the Vegas zone, and their goaltender was just saving things left and right. And as soon as the buzzer sounded, I mean, everybody who was on the ice started throwing punches.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, I saw the video of that. I was like, oh man, that must be because you can't really tell off of TikTok if something's new or old.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, that was straight up right after the buzzer, and yeah, Florida's complaining. Oh, Vegas is playing dirty, and then everybody sees how Florida's playing. This Stanley Cup Final has been kind of. It's been interesting to watch the storylines, but as far as the play on the ice, I mean, it has not been inspiring at all. So there's been a lot of hockey, like diehard hockey fans that have used the word boring when describing this particular series. And it's kind of nuts. So, I mean, because hockey at this level, especially the Stanley Cup Final, really prides itself on setting itself apart from other sports, from being fast-paced, violent, and everything like that. And with the way that the Florida Panthers have conducted themselves on the ice and have gotten seemingly handouts, seemingly just basically slaps on the hand from referees, Um, it's yeah, it's been hard to watch even the highlights just because of the way that the Panthers have conducted themselves. They come in here and acting like they're like they've got a chip on their shoulder and everything like that, like it's them against the world. And when really
Them
the
against
two, the
themselves.
two higher seeded teams that they faced en route to the final really played themselves out of those prospective series. And I'm talking about Carolina and Boston. So I'm not saying that Florida didn't do, their share to get those wins, but I mean, when Boston's playing a hurt goaltender for most of the series during the first round, and then Carolina, they just kind of didn't show up. And so any undue, action that the Panthers may seem or may think that they're getting on the ice, hey, I say suck it up, Buttercup, and just kind of, take this one on the chin and go on. Because if what the Panthers are trying, if what they're doing is in any indication as to what the future of hockey may be, they might as well just go ahead and close it down, because all you're going to be is the NBA on ice. You're going to have a bunch of whiny little whiny little boys running around on ice skates, trying to hit slap shots. Everybody's out for themselves. No, the way that the Knights are playing, as much as I didn't want to see the Knights get back to the final, the way that they're conducting themselves speaks to the truest intent of what the Stanley Cup final is supposed to be. I mean, they're out there playing hard, and they're learning from their mistakes, and they dropped one game, so they didn't get the sweep, which is fine. It kind of, I think, maybe adds to, obviously for the bottom line for the NHL, but as far as like, merchandising, advertising, TV ratings and stuff like that. But I think it really is, as a team, for the members on that roster, kind of a wake up call that, oh yeah, we're supposed to be working for this. And so they're going to come back tomorrow night, and they're going to put a hurting on the Panthers. And I really see them closing out this series tomorrow night. And then the tour for the Stanley Cup is going to be, it's going to be on from there.
Yeah.
So, but this weekend in racing, the Le Mans 24-hour race occurred over in France, and the Garage 56 entry, which was the NASCAR foyer back into the Le Mans event. NASCAR hadn't raced in Le Mans as an entity in
For
like 47 years.
Now, I thought it was 50.
So,
No, it was 47.
yeah.
Why
And
do they keep on publicizing it 50 years then?
no, with the French, they like to round things,
Oh, okay.
It was the 100th anniversary. It was the 100th running of this race, and it also coincided with NASCAR's 75th anniversary. So the two obviously had to get together to do something. The Garage 56 entry was a Chevrolet Camaro fielded by Hendrick Motorsports, and it was in a class all by itself. It ran, as far as mechanically it was concerned, the cast iron V8 engine that is run by the Cup teams was powering this beast of a car. The gearbox, everything, rear end, stuff like that, was basically everything that you were going to see in a regular Cup Series car. Obviously, they had to put headlights and taillights on it. One of the things that they did add to this car was traction control, which you're not going to see in the Cup Series or in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
Even with all that, it still came out 600 pounds lighter than a Cup car.
Yeah, I mean, they shaved like 500 or 600 pounds off of this car just to make it, eligible. And
they had extra stuff on it, other than the lights and everything. What was the?
Well, yeah, I mean, they had to add extra aero to create downforce.
Yeah.
And Chevy is going to release a special edition Camaro for sale. I guess they're going to call it the Le Mans package or something like that. I don't see it having like all the extra aero that it did, like on the rear quarter panels or anything like that. But it's definitely going to have a horsepower boost. It's going to have some of the same body stylings as the Garage 56 entry.
I was gonna say it
Um,
definitely will
but
have
man, it was so much fun keeping up with.
Dude, all the TikToks they
Yeah, all the TikToks, dude, was just amazing.
just seeing the comparisons, you'd see a Ferrari car come by, and then you
Yeah,
see,
and then you hear that.
right, you just hear the
every 4
distance.
minutes, everybody wakes up.
Yeah, and they were talking to the
Is
other
it every
teams,
4
and they said the only reason that they were able to stay awake through the night is because every 4 minutes that Camaro would come by and wake everybody up.
Oh yeah.
It was the only car in its class, so obviously it won its class. And right up till about the 20th hour, we had made our way up to the 28th position overall, which was ahead of all of the GTE cars. Now, the GTE class ran its final Le Mans this year. They're going to discontinue the GTE class next year. Well, after this year, it's done. So, but they were ahead of all of the GTE cars, and that includes both of the Corvette racing entries.
Yeah.
And so, but on the 20th hour, the gearbox decided to take a dump, so they had to pull it into the pits. They swapped out the gearbox. Jimmy Johnson hopped in the car and he finished out the race. And they actually ended up taking it home. I think it was 29th overall, which is actually not bad at all.
I thought it was
29th or 39th.
No, 39th. You're right. 39th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they got in the wait a minute. They got in the same position as they started in.
Yeah, but that was after a 2-hour
Yeah.
trip to the garage. Like,
yeah.
they fought their way back up to 39.
Yeah, and Corvette Racing. Speaking of Corvette Racing, they actually ended up winning their class after being down 3 laps.
Yeah,
and so that was pretty impressive. So good job to the Corvette Racing guys.
All in all, this was a good
Garage
show for the
56 entry. You had a lot of other teams, a lot of other manufacturers, the Ferraris, the Peugeots, the Aston Martins, the Porsches that were just like, this thing is big and heavy and cup car, that engine's not going to
if you look at like the photos of all the cars, it's like
from the beginning line, like it was showing the whole entire field,
the starting grid. It was right there in the middle.
The big hulking brick of car sitting in there. That was the best. That was glorious.
But I mean, it finished the 24-hour race. I think it completed just shy of 2,300 miles.
Mm-hmm. It really, and what's really sad is this whole thing was just a publicity type stuff.
Well, not necessarily publicity. It was more or less of a science experiment, just to see if they could, to see if they could get it done. And the CEO of Ford, I mean, he could have handled this a lot better, but if you saw the blurb about it, I mean, he was basically bashing Chevy left and right, bashing NASCAR. He's like, we were beating Ferrari for 3 years in a row, blah 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 blah. Yeah, well, that's when you had the GT40. They were like, well, we're going to come back and we're going to compete, and it's going to be a several-year deal. This isn't just some one-off science experiment kind of a deal. And and I'm just like, okay. I mean, I own Fords. Everybody here at the house owns Fords, and I like my Ford, but the CEO of Ford just kind of came off like a whiny little brat this weekend.
He did. It was.
But as far as NASCAR itself was concerned, they raced at Sonoma this weekend. It was the Toyota Save Mart 350. It was a road course race. Martin Truex Jr. ended up picking up his second points-paying win of the year this year. So I'm glad to see him winning, because last year he went he went the entire season without a win. So now he's got 2 victories under his belt. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm okay with that win. Next weekend, they are going to Chicago for the Chicago Street Race. They're going to Nashville next weekend for the Allied 400. But the race after that, it's the Chicago Street Race. I was watching Twitter about the Chicago race because I know that the infrastructure has to be in place a couple of weeks before the event actually gets there.
Yeah.
And there were reports of machinery being stolen along the race route.
Right.
That
Look,
I'm sitting there
this is
reading
my
this.
shocked face. Look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like the
The
only reason I was even remotely shocked was the fact that there was people out there that were just appalled that somebody in Chicago couldn't keep their hands off the stuff that didn't belong to them.
You're surprised that people were surprised.
Right? I'm sitting there going, I'm like, okay, now that we've seen that the climb has already reared its ugly head and started stealing things from NASCAR and from the city of Chicago to get this race ready, I'm very interested, and I hope that it doesn't come to fruition, but I'm very interested to see how many stray gunshots are heard or reported along the along the route on race weekend.
my surprise on this would be how fast those cars would be going, because I would be having extra steel on that.
The real question, no, that's not it. The real question is how many times are the cars themselves going to get shot at?
That's a good point too.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if at least one or more, maybe more. I'm putting the over. I'm giving the over under is 5, and I'm going to give it over as to the number of haulers that come back to North Carolina with at least a bullet hole in one of the trailers.
Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion any kind of like a racist comment. We're just talking about per capita, Chicago having a pretty infamous reputation as being.
I wonder if you can actually take bets on how many bullet holes they'll have.
I mean, when your city is referred to as Chirac,
yeah, they don't call it Chirac for nothing.
Yeah,
the whole movie.
I mean, it's not just a phrase that I coined. I mean, it's actually out there that you go to Chicago for the pizza, but you stay because you got murdered.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, the city of Chicago might possibly behave itself for one weekend. That would be kind of nice.
I would be
kind of like New York City
would be
for like a week
thrilled
after 9/11 where there was no reported murders. That'd be
thrilled
nice.
to see that.
How
awesome would it be if it's NASCAR that brings us back together?
Right, exactly. What are these things, man? These
damn dirty Southerners brought us together, Ma.
The South did rise again. Going to the NBA.
You think they'll be shooting back?
No, because NASCAR would come in and find people a couple of $100,000 and suspend a crew chief.
New NASCAR would. The old NASCAR would have been fired. They'd have been shooting back.
Fuck yeah! No, it'd be like
old NASCAR would have gone into Chicago with Confederate flags flying from their trailers.
Damn right.
It'd be like Twisted Metal.
All right, so moving on to the NBA. The Nuggets lead their series. They lead the finals 3-1. Miami's giving it a valiant but yet futile effort, kind of like their NHL counterpart, the Panthers. Game 5 of that series is going to be played in Denver tonight, starting at 7:30 Central Time. I'm looking for Denver to close this out probably tonight.
Stick a needle in them.
Yeah, I mean, just
stick a fork. I'm sorry, but stick a
fork in them because they're done. Well, yeah, I mean the fork utensil still applies because they still use utensils, cutlery down in Miami. So I mean they got to eat their ceviche somehow, right? Before we move into the UFC, because there is some UFC news, I'm going to give Colin a call and bring him in for this week's installment.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, that was one.
Yeah, we were just zipping right along, and with nary a worry.
It happens sometimes.
Right.
See, that's what happens.
It's when there's a lull in the action and we're left to our own devices, where we start talking, where we waste 45 minutes on really inappropriate jokes.
Oh, I got one.
Feeling the do not laugh challenge in fashion.
We got it all out of the way early. That's what
we really did. Yeah.
That more often, just get it done and over with, and then we're cruised the rest of it.
Yeah.
What's up, guy?
Hello.
Hey.
I was waiting for you to text, and I'm like, Dang, it's almost like 7. You guys start at 6.
Well, you know, we do have a show to do prior to bringing you in.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
But I opened the thing and I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So before we get started here, as always, this week's installment of Joke Time with Colin is brought to you by our lovely, talented, and hardworking sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She does wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certifications of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, I-9 verifications. She is bonded and E&O insured, certified with the National Notary Association. She has a Facebook page, Mobile Notary Mindy. She also has TikTok and Instagram. So hit her up. She is Ron commissioned, and she will be later in the month of June. This month, she will be offering remote notarizations, all completely online. So there will be absolutely zero need to travel outside the comfort of your own home. So, with that being said, the week has been slow. There has been a dramatic drop in the crimes against humanity. But yet, evil never rests. Therefore, those who ride out like a Ronin must never rest. And hailing from the darkest, deepest reaches of my nether regions is my genetic code, to bring to you the ability to question your morality, the ability to laugh at things that you know are going to earn you a front row seat on the bus to hell. You laugh anyway, you laugh with us, and you probably laugh with us or at us. It is my pleasure, it is my honor, it is my indentured servitude duty to bring to you this week's installment of Joke Time with Colin.
Oh, shit! Oh, first off.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I'm not showing that one to the camera, dude. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right, so I'm gonna turn you so that way everybody can see your smiling face. Smile, Colin. You're on camera. Okay.
Okay. Now that I know, I need to check this joke out.
Oh, okay. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, hold on. Come on.
While we wait.
Bro, all right. You know what? I'm gonna allow this joke under protest, but go for it.
School shooter jokes are never funny, especially when aimed at a younger audience.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to go to church on Sunday. Oh, in fact, I'm going to have you this weekend, Colin. So you're going to church with me.
You boys could use some churching.
What else you got?
Sparkling water was created by the Germans. I mean, who else would think of adding gas to water?
Wow.
Wow.
Spicy.
Historical burn. Literally.
Spicy.
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 Okay, so I'm going to have Colin starting Thursday for 42 days this summer. So there's going to be a run of episodes where Colin is live in studio, everybody.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I got one. Hold on.
You better start researching, Colin, because We're gonna need your aid
So
game. when
you're going to add a joke to Joke Time with Colin, David?
Yeah, this is
Before
hilarious.
you do that,
No,
let me
that's
do his outro.
he set that bar pretty low. I don't know if you can get under it.
Yeah. All right. You know what, David? Go ahead. Wait. You know what? Let me do you a special guest intro here.
Oh,
Just when you thought that it was safe to go back into the water, you see a profile cresting over the top of the hill in the most untactical fashion, one capable of someone who possibly enlisted in the sky janitor service. We see him. Is he mirage? Or is he something that was better yet swallowed? This is one of life's greater questions that has yet to be answered. Submitted for your approval. A guest for Joke Time with Colin. I present to you David and his Dickerman jokes. Take it away, sir.
What's the difference between a Taliban outpost and an Indian school? I don't know. I just a drone pilot.
oh no.
Okay. Okay.
I think I got one more.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Colin getting the last word in this week. Okay. All right.
Playing my new version of rock, paper, scissors. Baby powder beats condom. Baby beats baby powder. Condom beats baby. But if you want to, you can always use a rock to beat baby.
No. 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 No.
This week's theme was war crimes.
Now it's crimes against humanity. Wow.
Oh,
Well, you won over the pro-abortion crowd pretty heftily this week, Colin. I'm just kind of putting that out there, guy.
look, you either boosted our ratings real high or you just tanked us. One of the two.
Look,
There's no in between.
We're finally swaying to the left. No, ladies.
Either
and
we have a
gentlemen,
new
this is just
audience or we
fucked
have
up
no
jokes told by
audience.
my 14-year-old son.
That would be
Yeah.
messed up. We ended up having a new audience.
All right, ladies. Unlike unlike the actions that you took to get into the predicament that you are now wanting to get out of, these are just jokes, not dicks. Quit taking them so hard.
Yeah, David.
Okay. Anyways,
Get hard.
all right, dude. Let me do your out. And we'll call you guys on Wednesday.
All right.
Oh, there he goes, everybody. Not too uncommon. Not unlike a popcorn fart in the wind, but unlike the popcorn fart in the wind, this one leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. For those of you who are into that lifestyle, you're welcome.
Mostly our German audience.
Right. And for those of you who listen to us from the fatherland,
We apologize profusely. Or not.
we're sorry that you have to continue to deny the Holocaust. Talk to teachers about teaching proper history instead of that revisionist crap that they seemingly want to ram down our throats. And while we're at it, get a hold of your chancellor and shake her, beat her, smack her around, ask her, the hell is she doing endorsing the re-election of Joe Biden? These are questions that we want to have answered. But ladies and gentlemen, these are not questions to be answered at this time, because now we have to rebuild society after yet one more Avenger level event being squashed by my genetic code. You have been privy and honored and blessed to take part in Joke Time with Colin. Have a good day.
What's really sad is I've been trying to build up a
triumphant
good
music
audience.
into that. You need the Avengers. Dun, 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 dun. You need
Right, because that's the sound.
like some hero
I mean,
music.
if you could choose music when you get a hard on, it would either be the Halo theme or the Avengers theme.
No. It'd be the Skyrim level up music. When you level
No,
up
no,
in
it would be
Skyrim,
the Doom music.
yeah. A little
Or in
chub.
David's
Hell
case, it
yeah.
would be Jackie Chan trying to sing War from Rush Hour.
Remarkably similar. I mean, far off the mark there.
Do you want to stick around to the end of the show, or do you want to go?
Dear God, get me out of
I
here.
love you, bud. Give your brother a hug for me, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Here I've been trying to promote our German audience by doing German serial killers because we don't really hear anything from German serial killers. And
And for God's sake, let's do our actual research for once, because obviously the educated individual that decided to comment on our long forgotten YouTube page thinks that we're some kind of an embarrassment because we don't do any absolute research.
We finally get a YouTube comment, and that's what
We
we
finally get a YouTube
we got a
comment.
couple
we have a hater. I mean, that we've arrived, right?
Hey, you know what? Dale Earnhardt said it best. It doesn't matter if they're booing kid, as long as they're making noise. So raise hail, praise Dale.
I mean, he had to watch it in order to see that. So
well, no,
thank you for the view, kind sir.
what was really funny is we had other comments, but I couldn't find them. Every time I would I don't know what is wrong with YouTube, but when we get YouTube is the worst fucking thing because we'll get comments off there like, "Hey, I had a couple of comments is like, hey, they were just trying to be nice. It's like, hey, y'all guys are doing really good music. I mean, they're just comment to comment.
You know what we should do is we should start our own subreddit.
That is a fantastic idea. Yes, we do.
Yeah, y'all go ahead with that.
Oh, that's either going to be.
I have to manage so much stuff for us guys. So y'all have fun with that.
I detected a hint of fear in David.
Was that?
No, it wasn't fear.
That
It
was
was-
fear.
It was exhaustion because just to let everybody know, we might actually have an extra channel to go up sometime soon, probably in the next month or so, called Diving In with Angry Me. We're going to go in with conspiracy theories and everything because the guy that's somewhat supporting us as a channel wants to do. He doesn't like to be on camera. He doesn't like to speak, but he's like, "Hey, if I give you this stuff, will you talk about conspiracy stuff?" And it's like, I'm going to devote a whole new channel.
You have to get a flat earther.
He hates flat earthers, but
we need to get a flat earther in here. Oh, that needs to happen.
Yes.
I can talk to Tansy and see if he can get that flat earther. But no,
this is all I heard when David was talking just now.
God damn it, Chris. There are times I wonder my infinite wisdom, I guess wisdom, why I befriend people at times.
I will never.
I have no idea.
Wait. Wait.
Damn.
Oh, daddy, my pussy hurt. Oh.
Okay, so
I wonder what
to focus off of David for just a minute. We'll talk about one of those fat bank subjects. Amanda Nunes retired. She announced her retirement after she won her bout this weekend at the UFC pay-per-view event. She goes out as a double champ. And you know what? I mean, she an absolute beast. She was the one person that nobody saw coming and absolutely just, I mean, she annihilated Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And, so it's she I mean, she was nicknamed the Lioness, and I mean she kind of kept her announcement under wraps up until the end of her bout at this weekend's UFC 289. And you know, it's I mean, she I mean, she really kind of came out and I mean, her coming out party basically was when she beat Valentina Shevchenko at UFC 196. She earned the #1 contender in the bantamweight division, and she just kind of went off of there. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, she went. She got her title shot against Miesha Tate, who won. Won the title. She landed. I mean, those two were constantly fighting each other. They landed as the main event UFC 200 for the first time. She blew through Tate, claiming the title with a first round submission win, and then she returned and she just blew through and just completely embarrassed Ronda Rousey in 48 seconds to close out UFC 207. She even had a 5-round rematch with Shevchenko, and I mean, she squeaked out a split decision victory, but she ended up winning that battle. She became the first double champ to defend both of her titles simultaneously. She was an absolute GOAT. I mean, as far as women fighters were going to be concerned, and to be completely and perfectly honest with you, I think that given if you take her weight and then you adjust it for what the male counterpart would be, she would actually give some of those guys that are fighting in the UFC now a run for their money. And she gets to kind of ride off into the sunset. She gets to do it the way that she wanted to do it, the way that a lot of champions wish that they could, by just going out on top. So, hey, congratulations to her on the retirement, and, just thank for the great fights. I mean, people are going to be watching the way that she fights for years, and they're going to be rightfully so. I think that a lot of the future women fighters in the UFC are going to be held to her standard. They're going to be compared to her, and a lot of them are going to come up lacking.
Yeah, well, it's always hard to come back from, you're trying to be the best you can as a fighter or as a person that runs sports, but you're coming behind the shadow of someone that actually just like rampaged everything like a bull in a China store.
Yeah, I mean, you had Ronda Rousey. She kind of had her run of the place for the longest time as far as the women are concerned. Miesha Tate came out. They were the two of the predominant female fighters in the UFC, and here comes Amanda Nunes, and she changed the game like in such a dominating fashion, and she fought clean. And when she would speak her mind at the weigh-ins, or she would speak her mind at the the pre-fight pressers, she would go in there and back it up. And it's really nice to see a professional athlete, especially somebody of her caliber, do the things that she did in her career and go out the way that she wanted to, not being forced into retirement or anything like that. We're looking at you, Ronda Rousey. Just kind of putting that out there.
Just had to twist the knife a little bit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Ronda Rousey, she could kick all three of our asses at the same time. Don't get that twisted. I'm not claiming to be some kind of.
I'm saying that she couldn't kick my ass because you got to catch my ass to kick it. And even at my age,
you now, she can outrun you.
Yeah,
I'm like a gazelle,
dude.
You're like a wounded, sick gazelle that hangs out at the back of the herd. You're the one that gets caught by the lions first.
Yes.
And we're not talking cheetahs. We're not talking leopards. We're talking lions. possibly
Like-
even lion cubs who are
like
being
a
what-
three-legged lion, and,
What's that
and
saying?
like
I can run.
asthmatic is this kind of, basically on death's door, can't really walk too well. It's already half blind. It's all cataracts and shit, and
I mean,
couldn't even see you. It had to like bump into you, and it's like, oh shit.
bring
That's-
out your dad. He's not
Yeah.
dead yet. Oh, he will be soon. I'm feeling much better. No, you're not.
You're not treating anybody.
I don't know what I was thinking. I kind of missed this whole beat the shit out of Dave verbally without quit. I mean,
Hey, you were the one that opened the door. I mean,
Yeah.
we were just fine with
yes,
talking
but-
about Amanda Nunez and
Mhm.
then bringing Ronda Rousey in there and trying to
We're trying to
placate
give her-
or maybe even kind of like justify the comments that I was trying to make, and then you decide that you want to show show everybody just how big your thumb really is, and
Wishes that was his
dude,
thumb.
thumb. Okay,
Wishes that was his thumb.
no. Okay.
That's even pushing it a little
ladies and gentlemen, what you've just witnessed
bit.
was not a mercy killing. That was pure, unadulterated torture.
Oh, there was
And we're not
100%.
talking about torturing of David. We're talking about the torture of one Chris Jacka and yours truly, Johnny Skelton. We left every opportunity for David to keep the hole under his nose that's connected to the lump 3 feet above his ass closed. But he chose not to.
Oh, fuck no.
And we should not have expected anything less because we have experienced nothing less. If there's anything that David can be counted on is to not only step through the door, but to trip on the threshold on the way in and do it in such a fashion that he can't help but have the Larry David credits roll the second that his nose compresses to the hardwood floor.
Think of Kung Fu Panda walking through the door.
And we're not talking about Kung Fu Panda in the third movie. We're talking Kung Fu
No,
Panda
the very
in
beginning
the
of the
first 15 minutes of the first movie.
Yes, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
he hasn't even made it to the palace yet.
Right. He's still forcing the fireworks cart, or no, the soup cart.
It's the noodles. Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
noodles up the palace steps.
I believe he's still getting out of bed. That was pretty spectacular.
Right. Yes. Now, getting back to what I was attempting to say before David decided to throw the switch and derail the entire train.
I like doing that.
Ronda Rousey's done well for herself between her Sports Illustrated body paint issue, photo shoots, to streaming on Twitch, playing World of Warcraft, and I think Call of Duty.
She was an Expendables 3 too.
Yeah, she was in Expendables 3. She had a very brief Hollywood career. I'm not sure if
yeah.
she still wrestles
For you.
for the WWE, but we appreciate everything that you've done for us as well, Rhonda, to include the great value version of Rowdy Roddy Piper. We're not talking about you. We're talking about Amanda Nunez.
Oh,
We were trying to thank her for her career and for the fights that she gave us. Right off into the sunset, and do you, boo boo. Do you. And with that, moving into nerd talk, did you guys see the Starfield Direct this weekend?
oh my God. It is enough to make me go and want to buy an Xbox just for that game.
Right. I mean, that's the kind of thing where I'm like, I may want to go out and buy a physical copy of it instead of just playing it on Game Pass.
Dude, I know, right?
Oh, that
Nah,
game
I'm
is
checking
expensive.
it out. I was watching Outlaws, the Star Wars Outlaws game.
Yeah,
That looks just
that does that. Yeah,
as spicy.
yeah.
I am just as excited for that.
Oh, speaking of video games, Chris, how far did you get when you got on my Realm server?
Okay, on your server, let's see. I spawned in, I died. I spawned, I died. I spawned again, I died. I got a stick. I got 3 good hits, then I died. So then I started trying to find, just running at breakneck speed, trying to find your base. And I found it. And I went inside, walked all around. I was like, oh, hey, this is really cool. I don't want to, mess around with anything or take anything drawers, all that. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
What do I gotta do? So then I went back down.
Did you?
No, so I'll get to that. So I got a whole bunch more sticks, right? And I thought, well, because I still didn't know that. I thought you could just make stuff out of sticks there. I didn't know you had to have your crafting table first.
I've got several crafting tables in that base. I've got one in the house. I've got one.
You know that at the time.
So
I
and
thought.
If you noticed the glassed dome structure by the river. I think it's going to be the north of my house. Well, there's a crafting table as well as 2 furnaces in there.
See, I got cocky because I had like 4 or 5 sticks, and I thought these are weapons. So I ventured back out, stick in hand, and I actually killed 1 zombie. And that really, I was like, I fucking got this. Nope. I got swarmed by.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
3 zombies and the 2 spiders. Well, here's the problem. I hadn't found a bed and made my save point. So when it killed me, it sent me all the way back over there. I was like,
tell you what.
So I quit out of there, went to my old world just so I could start learning the basics of it. And I got now what I need to do.
All right. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a set of armor and a shield, and I think probably a sword for you. I'm going to put them, if you can make your way back to my base. Okay. I'm actually building barracks.
Okay. I think I can. So if it's during the day, I got it. No problem.
Yeah. So, and if you spawn during the nighttime, spawn during the nighttime,
run.
Dig a hole in the dirt and then just block yourself in.
Okay.
Until the daytime comes around.
I did that in my world. I just did where I just dug straight down. I looked straight down at the ground. I just started digging. I thought, I'm going to get down here. I'm going to find a cavern and I'll be fine. I'll be good. I struck water.
And you drowned.
And I drowned because I couldn't find the 1 hole to get back up. Everything was all closed off. I ended up drowned. And
I can't tell you the number of times I've done that. Like, because I'm starting to learn how to enchant items.
Yeah. So
I had. Yeah, I'm fixing to land this plane. I'll be in there in just a minute. No, I'll be in there in just a minute. I'm starting to learn how to enchant things, right? I just built my own enchanting table in the house. It's on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
I had a diamond pickaxe with Unbreaking 3.
No.
I had a map. I had 2 maps that were leveled all the way out and completely full. I had, compasses on both of them so I could see where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I find a deep, dark cave and I'm trying to make my way out. I get turned around. And so I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. So I start digging my way up.
Right.
Apparently I dug a hole in the bottom of the ocean and I'm trying to swim up and I drowned. And I lost all that shit. I had diamond armor. I had my shield. I had an enchanted pickaxe. I had an enchanted sword. Both of my maps were just completely full. And I think I had 17 diamonds. Just a ton of iron ingots, and I'm sitting here going,
"Oh my god,
I paid too much for this controller. I'm just going to save, quit. I'm going to set it down.
I need a moment."
Off the console very peacefully. I got up out of my chair. I went out to the garage, stuck my head in the freezer, and screamed "fuck" as loud as I could. I was so pissed.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
worst.
Dude, you've got to get down to negative 38 or negative 28 just to start seeing possibility of diamonds, right?
Right.
I get all the way down to bedrock, right? If you can get your way back to my base, if
Yeah.
you look off towards the west, you'll see what looks like a spire of light. And the closer you get, like the rendering rate starts to pick up,
Yeah.
you'll notice that it's that scaffolding of bamboo that I sent you, that I used to send you guys that clip with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliffs to caves.
Oh, I need to go see that.
Well, if you go all the way to the top, there's that one little pool of water, that one block of water at -62. As long as you can jump and stay close but not touch the scaffolding, you'll zip all the way down. It's a clear shot, and you can unlock that achievement.
That's awesome. I'm gonna try. I gotta do it now when I don't have anything, because if I miscalculate or something, then I'm not out anything. It's no big
Well,
deal.
see, here's the key. So next to that, I've got an underground base, right? There's
so you can just
plenty of storage
everything
chest space
yeah.
in there. So if you're going to do that, there's a bed in there. There, set yourself a spawn point in that underground base.
There you
Put
go.
all your crap in that storage chest, and then you make your way up.
There you go.
Dude,
You know, one thing that I need to work on, and you'll see the sign if you ever come into I need to send you an invite so you can come into my world and see my little house that I built. Well, it's not little. It's actually
well,
like,
as long as you're online, I can play the same time as you.
Yeah.
The reason why you can go into my world without me being there is because I pay for the
realm,
for the realm server.
But
yeah,
you'll see I made the
David
house.
needs to download Minecraft on his PlayStation and get in on this action.
It's $20.
I am just
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Is what I'm just.
I'm liking
You went out and bought a PS5, dude.
I'm liking Diablo 4.
Why does he have to be the only one? He's always the one.
Sky janitors, dude.
Conform, David. Conformity. You will conform to the rest of us.
I gotta be different.
Wow. Anyways, the thing I need to learn
is this is why he was almost given up for adoption on the day he was born. David was almost a victim of the Moses Law. They
couldn't find a river, so they just put him in a mud puddle.
He's breastfeeding with his pinky out. I gotta be different.
What's really sad is of the two of us, I was the one that was really wanted. It's so sad. I mean, I'm a disappointment, but my parents had fertility pills and all kinds of stuff to try to have me because they didn't think they could have kids at first, and then the accident happened. I called my sister.
Devastated were they when they found out that it was true?
So out of the two of you, which one is Arnold Schwarzenegger and which one is Danny DeVito?
My sister's Danny DeVito. I mean,
you were no Arnold Schwarzenegger, sir.
I mean, I'm not the best of the best.
My favorite line in that movie is, "So I'm the shit. I'm what you shit out."
Yeah.
And I use that every time I try to explain to people, specifically the people that live in this house. They like white chocolate, and I'm like, it's not even chocolate; it's butterfat. Dude, it's the extra cocoa bean as you're making chocolate. You're literally eating the cocoa bean shit. And they're like,
it comes from cocoa beans. It's chocolate. It counts.
Negative.
It is literally made from cocoa beans.
Any chocolatier will tell you it's butterfat. It's not chocolate.
Does it come from the cocoa bean? Thank you. I will die on this hill. It comes from the cocoa bean.
Fine. Then whenever you come down for us to go to the race in September, bring some white chocolate. You will win the hearts and minds of my wife and sister-in-law.
I mean, we still eat hot dogs.
And? I
mean, that's sometimes like intestines and everything. So
I eat ass. So
it's I was gonna say we know it's
lips and buttholes don't bother me, dude.
Lips and nostrils and
yeah.
We know what's in there. What's that?
It's just potted meat in a casing. Mm.
White chocolate. That's what I'm saying, guys.
You just compare white chocolate to hot dogs,
Hell yeah.
meat paste.
I'm trying to support Chris. Fuck you, Johnny.
Do better.
Shut up,
You're
DeVito.
not helping me. Stop helping me.
Like, no, really, please. I'll have my people call your people.
Trying to win the battle and you keep on hitting a nat one and it almost decimates the rest of the party.
David's coming in here. He's got a two-handed broadsword and he rolls a 1.
Yep.
I'm helping Chris.
No, he's the caster that throws the fireball and hits 1 and kills the entire party and misses the boss completely.
What?
Did I do good, guys? I did okay,
right? David comes running in there like he's the gimp that was trying to help the Spartans at Somalia.
Oh man.
King fight, King the 90s.
Fight thrust. Lift your shield.
I can get my shield up.
I knew.
I didn't get the spear.
Oh, I'm not even going to make a sloth reference because sloth was at least cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he was useful.
Right, he was.
He actually, did something.
That's not fair. Chris is David is useful. I mean,
sometimes. Not with anything like,
I'm never,
but
I'm never gonna help you motherfuckers move ever again.
He has helped both of us pack our stuff up.
He has. It's fun.
Guys, you are off the list.
Either taking us off or adding us on, one of the two.
I won't be worried unless he puts on red lipstick.
If he has lipstick on, then I'll get a little bit worried.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have Steve Buscemi's grill.
That is true.
Wait just a damn minute here.
Doesn't have an eyeball, though.
Well, Johnny made it to the second list.
Hey.
He's at like fourth less.
Man,
he's
be on 2 lists.
There's I only have to roll a natural 12.
I forget where they told me about it, but we were talking about mead last night, and there's this guy in Elsa, Texas. Elsme, something like that. I'll get it and I'll send you the stuff for it. But he makes it himself and everything. He does all the managing and everything. It seems really good. Let's try it out.
I'd be interested in trying.
That's actually what I was drinking tonight. Silverware to plate, and the smell of dinner is in the air. So I think we should land this plane.
Yeah,
I'm going to hop on my happy ass back into the living room and stuff my face.
Okay, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
And I am Chris Jacka.
This is Nerd Sports 112. Thank you all for watching.
Lips and buttholes.